Wright-Mills Mass Society and Mass Media. Wright-Mills was a sociologist who focused on understanding how society works and how power operates. One of the key ideas he explored was the concept of mass society and how mass media plays a role in shaping it. To make it easy to understand, let us imagine society as a large group of people living together with common rules, but also with some big differences in power, resources, and opportunities. Mills believed that in modern times, society had become a mass society where people feel isolated, disconnected, and controlled by a few powerful forces. Mass society is not just about the number of people in a community, it is about how those people relate to each other and how decisions are made. In the past, smaller communities allowed people to have personal relationships with those around them and to actively participate in shaping their environment. However, as society grew larger and more complex, people became part of systems that were too big for individuals to influence directly. Mills saw this as a problem because it left people feeling powerless and disconnected. Mass media, like television, newspapers, radio, and now the internet, became an important part of mass society. Mills believed that mass media could be a tool for good, like educating people and connecting them to important information. However, he was also very critical of how it was being used. According to him, mass media was often controlled by a small group of powerful people or organizations. These groups use the media to push their own ideas and keep people distracted or even misinformed about important issues. Think about how we consume media today. There are countless TV channels, websites, and social media platforms, but most of the big companies that control these outlets are owned by a few corporations. They decide what stories to tell and how to tell them. Mills was concerned that this creates a situation where the public is not given the full truth but instead is fed information that benefits those in power. This makes it harder for regular people to question authority or demand change. One of the key ideas Mills talked about was the difference between a public and a mass. A public is a group of people who are active, engaged, and informed. They discuss issues, share ideas, and try to make changes when they see problems. In contrast, a mass is passive and disconnected. People in a mass do not discuss or debate, they simply consume what is given to them by those in power. Mills feared that mass society was turning people into passive consumers who no longer participated in democracy or social change. Mills also talked about the idea of manipulation. In a mass society, powerful groups use mass media to shape how people think and feel. This is not always obvious. It can be as subtle as deciding which news stories to highlight or how to frame an issue. For example, if a news outlet only shows one side of a story or ignores certain topics altogether, it can influence how the audience sees the world. This creates what Mills called manufactured consent, where people go along with decisions they might not agree with if they had all the information. Another thing Mills pointed out is that mass media can make people focus on personal or trivial issues instead of larger social problems. For example, think about how much media attention is given to celebrity gossip or entertainment, compared to issues like poverty, inequality, or climate change. Mills believed this kind of distraction keeps people from thinking critically about the world around them. But Mills did not just criticize, he also had ideas for solutions. He believed that education and critical thinking were key to fighting the negative effects of mass society and mass media. If people learn to question what they see and hear, they can become more active participants in society. This means looking beyond the headlines, seeking out different sources of information, and thinking about who benefits from the way a story is told. Mills also believed that communities could push back against the power of mass media by creating their own platforms for communication. Today, we see examples of this in independent media outlets, grassroots organizations, and social media campaigns that challenge the narratives put forward by big corporations. These efforts show that it is possible for people to come together and demand change, even in a mass society. Another important part of Mills' work was his focus on power. He believed that a small group of elites, which he called the power elite, had control over much of society, including the media. These elites include politicians, business leaders, and military officials who work together to maintain their power. Mills thought that understanding how this elite operates was crucial for regular people to challenge their influence. Today, many of Mills' ideas still apply. We live in a world where mass media is more powerful than ever, and the internet has added new layers of complexity. While the internet allows for more voices to be heard, it also creates new challenges, like misinformation and echo chambers where people only hear opinions they already agree with. These issues make Mills' call for critical thinking and active participation even more important. In conclusion, c. Wright Mills' critique of mass society and mass media is a powerful reminder of the importance of staying informed and engaged. He showed us how the media can be used to manipulate and control, but also how people can resist and create change. By thinking critically and working together, we can build a society where everyone has a voice and a chance to shape their future. If you found this explanation helpful and thought-provoking, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more insights into sociology and philosophy, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Together, let us keep the conversation going and learn how to create a better, more connected world.